Map number 2 about to kick off between Party Astronauts and Boss. PA are just one away from the ESL Pro League here, John.
Wow. That's going to be something special. I mean, for either team to get it, it'll be special, but even more so because we understand what it means to that entire squad and 60 in particular. So, yeah, again, though, Ancient, it's not going to be a walk in the park, I wouldn't think, with how good Boss has been here as of late. 11-5 plus 31 round differential, and Wolfie has been on a tear on this map. Even in a loss against M80, he still had 24 frags. So, yeah, I'm expecting big things from him. Here comes the hit from Boss onto the B side. Chops whiffing on every single shot. Brett finally ends his misery. And then Cryptic gets Ben Lee right after Viz manages to find, well, actually a couple here. It's still a 3v2 edge, though.
Brett now making it a lot more viable. There's still 60 alive, though. It's 60, John.
Will he clear left?
He's got to clear left and right. And he won't look left. Call him Zoolander. Because Freshy's putting a bullet into his temple, and this one is over. I mean, if he'd cleared left, he would have died from right, so that's really pick your poison. Well set up from Boss. They do like these pistols.
They do indeed, but let's see if they can actually capitalize off of it this time. Party Astronauts did not force up the last time they were losing a pistol on their CT side, and, well, they're doing the same thing here. Again, going for the full-on eco. The only thing they purchased is a flashbang. Speaking of flashbangs, Fresh is going to toss one over to mid so that his team can walk out there and gain some space. 3 players in red behind this smoke. That could be dangerous for Boss if they venture in that direction. Ben peering around, trying to see where they might go. In fact, no, they're just pushing out directly into the crosshair of Brett and Darty. Only Brett goes down. 3 frags for Boss. Make it 4.
Ooh, thought there was going to be a TK in there somewhere. Viz gets 1. So at least a couple blemishes on, but nothing substantial. Boss is going to get a hot start to this game. The gun round comes out now. Presumably, it's kind of a bonus round, right? You're keeping the 2 guns through.
Yeah. Interesting note here, Mike. Sixy, for the first time in 4 maps, did not get a frag in the first 2 rounds.
All right. Yeah, true.
Yep.
He has not just killed everybody.
Yep.
Ended 22, and I don't know what exactly the numbers were, but they were good in the last map. Molotov down. Cryptic gonna brave that. The tick of the Molotov, it's better for information than it is just the damage. Ben Lee gets 2 and he's able to slip away. And 60 is here. This time, oh, he's not gonna get anything either, but his teammates certainly are. Good shot from Brett. Looked like 60 had at least 1 dead to rights, if not 2. A bomb plant, though, that might be too much to bear. Everybody's already here for the retake. They're trying to bait him, and yeah, there's the drop on Freshy. It all falls to Wolfie. First one found, 3 more to needed. The bomb dropped means that this one might just be impossible. He's going to try and give him the old slipperoo into Temple. Just checking his flank. Once he makes contact with one, the other 2 should strike, and there it is. Chop puts him in the dirt. Party Astronauts right on the board as the guns come out.
Yeah, I mean, look, 60 blanked in that round again, which is surprising. It was a great shot required from Brett to keep Boss's hopes alive in the round, but that 2K right there that you just saw from Ben Lee was the key play for the Party Astronauts to deny Boss the bomb plant and, of course, the round.
So, John, I did go back and check. He ended on a 2.01 rating.
Oh my
60,
God.
23 and 14, 137 ADR, 90% KAST, 2.01 rating. That is now 3 maps in a row above a 2 on the HLTV rating. That is unfathomably good. Just does not happen. But maybe he's used up all of his magic picks he does, because this round he's dropped down. The damage is immense, but look at this. They've gotten another kill. This could be disastrous now. They'll clear up the flank, they'll clear up the periphery. Wolfie will take the bomb towards mid, but there's no one on A.
Mike, you said he finished with 23, right?
Yes.
He's only had 1 frag since he restarted his router.
There you go.
Why did he restart
Turn it off again.
Ah! Anyway, look, 3v2 in favor of Boss here. Ponalone and
This
Chop.
could be a save.
Yeah, I don't think they're aware of how low Brett. Oh wow!
No,
Even though
it's a
he's
save.
at 7
Yeah.
HP, he still gets the frag, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, now definitely a save. Boss isolating the round victory for the Party Astronauts, and they'll have a 3-1 lead. As mentioned, this is a map they're exceptionally comfortable on, so it's not a surprise to see them get off to this hot start.
They are indeed. They are indeed. And I mean, in that retake, right? Yeah, it was a 2v3, but it was just so uncomfortable in the positioning that I'm honestly surprised they even give it a look. I mean, the look from elbow, maybe if you get that quick kill, something's going, but not going to happen. 3 players will survive for Boss, and this is where they can start to put their feet under them. Yeah, Ben could drop some upgraded pistols if they wanted to try and put something around this AK from Trop, but I'd imagine they'll just try and keep it healthy.
I think he'll drop some pistols at 5.3k. He's so far ahead of everyone else. Really? Really, Ben? Okay. Well, I suppose it's fine. He can drop the op for Ponalone in the next round, which is probably the idea, so I respect it. Freshie going to throw that flash, and a lot of utility coming out towards mid from Boss. They've got control of it with the smoke thrown for Red Room as well, but they choose to go into the direction of the B site instead. 2 players there, 3 over on the A site. Again, it's just pistols aside from the AK that Chop has in his hands, brought over from the previous round. Wolfie walks out. Could be a freebie. It is. Chop, though, with that AK, as mentioned, could swing around and do damage here. Chop, 1 and only 1. Great work from Darty to ensure that Chop is limited in his impact there. Now a 4v3, and the rest of the Party Astronauts are rotating around to try and regain the space in the B site. And I mean, they've gotten here in time.
Yeah, potentially. You can see how trepidatious Boss are, right? They don't want to make the blunder right now. They saw the AK, so they're expecting a little bit of the stack around it. Spray down for Brett. Oh, he thinks he's got the kill, but he snaps back. Just 60. Best case scenario here is getting a gun. Find one. At least wets his whistle. Cracks the goose egg. But it is still 4 rounds on. A very nice start to Ancient. And Brett, man. Brett is on one. 11 and 2. He has been lethal here, John.
Yeah, and I mean, we talked about the consistent players of Chop and Viz on the Party Astronauts. Brett is that enigma to me, right? Like, sometimes he comes out with these types of performances, you're like, oh my goodness, Brett, what's happening? And other times he's just at the bottom of the scoreboard and really can't find his rhythm. Luckily, of course, for Boss here, he is doing quite well at the beginning Ancient, and especially considering they're down 0-1 in maps, they need this. Ben Leet, though, is going to get Wolfie immediately. 60 ends Brett's run. And it's a 5v3. I was going to say the bad news for Boss is that 60 got a frag in that previous round, so his engine started. Now,
there you go.
Who knows?
Yeah, don't let him warm up.
Yeah.
Keep him iced. Chop. I mean, this is a shutdown of a round, right? You got this elbow presence. We're 30 seconds in. We're 35 seconds in. They haven't even gotten past the elbow smoke. It hasn't even faded. And everybody's dead. Bit of a disaster here for Boss. Didn't respect the mid utility, and they suffered for it. But let's see. I mean, finding damage, even if you can't get a bomb plant, that would be huge.
Yeah.
But it looks like, based on their posturing, a minute of saving, that's a tough ask.
I think you're right, though. It feels like that's what they want to do. It could just be that.
Minute?
I mean, it could just be that Freshie's watching the flank and they're going to push out at around 30 seconds. But honestly, yeah, it's a full minute save.
I guess I understand it, because if they hunt you, like, punishing the rifles that hunt you then makes it worth it, kind of. But it's, yeah, all right, we're just going to sit here for a little bit. So it gives me time to talk about Brett. Because, you know, Brett's a guy who's been around for a very long time. You may not even realize how long his competitive career was, because he used to go by Hyper.
Oh, right. No, that's a different Brett. Sorry. Is it?
No, that's the same Brett. He changed his tag from Hyper to Brett way back when. He first popped up on my radar
forever ago,
really with that Warriors International roster back in 2020.
Okay.
That was their foray into the ECL. I think he may have even had some MDL games before that on Trivium. Looking back on it, there were some other rosters, but really Warriors International was where I majorly started to take notice of him, and he's been a mainstay of the league ever since.
I completely forgot he used to go by Hyper, and now that you mention it, I remember casting him as Hyper back in Advanced. So that's wild, man, that he's been around for so very long, and of course that long stint with the 3rd Impact squad, and now has found his place on Boss.
And it's cool to see, right? Because he's a guy who's stuck with it and has just steadily improved from roster to roster. Now in this project, obviously they're a series away from the Pro League.
Yeah.
So, good to see.
And even if they don't make Pro League, this was a fantastic season, especially given all of the challenges that they faced with the org deciding to drop them, losing their offer, luckily getting another one. Oh, Brett's going to eat a nade here, down to 52. Doesn't want to give up his spot, though, so he's going to keep himself tucked behind those boxes.
But it harkens back to that connectivity we have between Ben, Leet, Ponal. These are guys who've been around a long time. 60 as well. There's this... they've played a lot of maps of Counter-Strike against each other over the years.
Nades are on point. Mortar strikes coming through from the party astronauts. They want to find their 3rd. Boss kind of stalling out here. Now they're finally making a move in towards Jaguar, but a smoke is thrown to make them wait even longer unless they decide to flash through and just go for it. But they only have 1 flash. That's in Brett's hands, and he's not there. This could be
bad. They've been stalled out massively. It's the 3-man stack here as well. There's still Molly's. Molly goes in with 35 seconds. That tick players, they get confirmation. I'm actually surprised we don't see another player float through, but this is why.
This is a panic
Boss realizing they're locked out. This is the bailout. They're trying to move in towards A. They've got no time to spare, so 60 finds both. And now the op on the scene in the hands of Ben Leet. That's not the gun you expected him to have. But a bomb plant might just be an impossibility. It's all on Freshie, and a desperate plant in the smoke is what he's going to go for, just hoping that the op can't find him. He's right about that. There's no further he can go.
Jeez. Yeah, double op has become a lot more sparse in CS2, right? Because of how the op was, of course, nerfed and the peeker's advantage. Usually, we always see that solo op, but Bentley used to run the double op with Ponalone quite frequently. So, you know, it's coming back a little bit here for Ancient, and it worked out exceptionally well as they get their 3rd round victory. Not to mention, of course, 60 facing off in the front lines, getting 2 to soften up that push before they get onto the site. So a 3rd round found for the party astronauts. Boss's lead is looking a lot more paltry now. 3 Tech 9s, a P250, and a Deagle. They've got the body armor upgrade, so a half buy comes through here. It's still going to be a very tough ask for them to come through with a round victory. All 5 players are leaning into the B site. They've already made their way out of the double doors, and the party astronauts are not going to be over aggressive here. Pone is tucking himself into Jaguar with the op, and that nade does a decent chunk of damage. Viz exposed. He will have to fall back into cave, and they're under a lot of pressure here. They could lose 1, and they do. Luckily, Chop and Viz get a couple.
Ball's not down yet. Ball's not down. This is a missed opportunity if they don't get it down. Pone alone. Pinched. This is actually a very dangerous round now. The op's picked up. We do need to get the C4 secured, but 60 and Ben were a little far afield. 60's got to pick his path towards it. The op's in the hands of Cryptic instead of Wolfie. There's virtue of who picked up which gun when, but it's going to work out for Cryptic. Now it comes down to 60 in the clutch. This is an eco. This was an eco. And 60's going to give up his position, and Wolfie's there to punish. Oh, it's a catastrophe. Party astronauts overwhelmed, panicked against the pistols, and Boss. That's a massive round to find.
You felt it getting sloppy when I was talking about Viz having to fall back into cave. Like, they lost their presence on site, and Ponalone was already being pinched in from Jaguar, so he had to try and deal with that. Viz was looking to help out, but he'd taken damage already before he'd gotten into cave. And then, at the same time, Boss uses that opportunity to send their other 2 players up, and it creates pandemonium for the party astronauts. That's a really good half buy coming through from Boss. They get a 5th round on the board, a little boost to their economy, and Wolfie's got the op back in his hands as well. I like the way Cryptic played that too. He had the... Oh, we're going to talk about it after. 60 is going to get an opening fight here. It's Ben Elite who finds the opener, but Cryptic comes back with 2, swinging out of the B double doors. Nade toss does damage to Ben. Stixie wants to peek around, and he's not going to get the frag. A lot of damage done, but more to him than he dealt to Cryptic. He does get a rifle out of it, but
Well, the rifle is Ben's.
yeah, exactly. Sorry.
Ben died behind him. So the upgrade's there, but certainly not worth the cost. This might just be a save situation. They're going to stack the B site. If they come towards B, a chance to defend. But more often than not, more likely than not, these guns will just try and live into the next round. And Boss are absolutely making the right call here, reading what's happening. Bomb's going to go down on A uncontested. And at that point, with the money that you've got banked, well, I actually don't know how heavily they're going to want to hunt this. This might be a little bit of a peace treaty, shall we say. A little bit of a chill out. Let everyone take their guns into the next.
Yeah, I can finish talking about that previous round now. But what I was going to say, in that 2v2, I like that Cryptic held on to the op. Wolfie was obviously still alive, but Cryptic had the angle, and he knew that swinging around, dropping the op, trading it with Wolfie would take too much time. So he just holds it, gets Ben lead, and even though Party Astronauts had 4 pieces of utility, a Molotov and a smoke in the mix there, didn't get a chance to use it. There was only 1 smoke for Boss. So well done. They win the fights, and man, Sixy, I feel bad for him in that situation because the timing was completely off. I think he wanted to smoke the bomb. He spotted someone, panic dropped the smoke to the ground, and then, of course, he gets just wiped away by that player on Boss. So now into this round, well, pretty standard affair for Boss. They win the fights immediately, and they get a 6-3 lead. They've doubled up on the Party Astronauts here in this first half.
Looking good for Boss. And it's the rest of the team that's come alive as well. We were talking about Brett. He was 11-2. Well, everyone else has had to pick up the pace since then. Cryptic having himself a nice scoreline as well. It's looking good. What do you do to try and maximize these 2 guns? You could go for the classics, like the boost up, the peek down ram. You can play the rifles together. No, one towards either site. Not a bad idea. Spread out the potential impact.
Yeah, that Molly guy's the peak right there.
Is he getting aggressive on it? Oh, this could be spicy. This could be spicy, John. He's not cowed just yet. Inching around bit by bit. What do you got for us, Pone?
It's a good angle. Oh, it's being held on the other end, though.
It is. It's all about timing right now. They don't know it, but it's a standoff. Damage on the Brett. Oh, there's the tag. There's the tag. Gonna set them up for the pistols. There's another one here in the corner. Lazy clear, but oh, Cryptic double checks. Cryptic double checks. Had to do so or it was done. And the op gets run down. And with it, that should be the round. Sixy was trying to force the issue, knowing that some damage was done. Look, there's a possibility for Ben to find something. Another kill, another something. Just based on how low they are, but no. Darty catches him on the timing. So all 4 will survive. And most importantly, the round goes their way. 7 on the T side here for Boss.
I mean, yeah, Party Astronauts were just keeping a couple of rifles alive from that previous round. The rest were pistols, but unlucky because so much damage done to Brett by Sixy at mid. Brett escapes with his life, and then a leg shot from Pone alone at ramp, and another player escapes with their life. And both of them survived out of the round, like you said. So that's just tough luck for PA. They will have a buy up here. It's not going to be great, though. Loss bonus at 2,900 doesn't give them as much as they would hope for. Timeout going to be called for them to talk things over. 2 FAMASs, 2 A1Ss, and 6C. Well, probably the A1S as well with 4,400 in the bank, and there you go. Boss. Doing a great job. Not the player I expected being at the top there with Brett and Cryptic taking pole position with 11 frags each, and Wolfie only at 4. Maybe he'll pop off on that CT side.
Maybe, but you'll take it.
Yeah,
whatever the engine's going to be.
It doesn't matter, right?
No, certainly not. And again, this is another feather in the cap of Cryptic. We've heaped some praise on him coming into this series. It's well deserved. He's calling a good game, and he's fragging out as well. There's one of those where you gotta start taking notice. This region is starved for effective IGLs, and well, now we got Viz trying to effectively cut them down. Cryptic manages to limit it to just 1, even trades there. Now it's about shot, but he's just got a 5-7. An M4 would have made sure it worked, but instead now, man disadvantage. They might not realize Ben Leet's already out here. Oh, they don't. They don't know. Oh, Benleet's got both, and they know where the last player is. They could just defuse, or they'll just kill him. That works too.
Kill him and defuse. There you go.
It's like, I mean, there was time. You wouldn't have been able to deny the defuse, or you could just kill him too.
Yeah. Why not both? 4th round found for the party astronauts. That's a great recovery after Boss were able to shut them down in that previous one. And it wasn't a full-on buy with 2 of Musses in the mix. Yep, go ahead.
Well, you could just see them go scavenging immediately afterwards. They're like, all right, get everything off these bodies you can. We need every nade. We need to stretch this as far as possible. One more round, please.
Yeah, and Ben, that's another critical 2K. He's had so many important impact frags in 2 of the 4 rounds they've won. So, it's good to see from both IGLs, right? Both IGLs making their mark on this map. 60 already towards the bottom of mid. Just a little bit of damage from that util. He's going to eat a nade to hold that spot. And oh my goodness, Darty almost takes Chop down through the panel towards the B site. Chop is on notice, having to think, what the heck is going on here? How am I this low? Dixie is taken down, and Brett gets a 2-piece.
That's an activation and a half. What a time to find it. Viz, it's a bit of a blunder. Trying to make the bold play, knowing that situation's a little out of whack, and, well, goes from bad to worse now. 5v2, looking like an 8th round nailed on for Boss, unless Pwn alone or a very wounded Chop have some serious heroics for us. Oh, Freshy's got the timing. Goodbye, Pwn alone. Chop, not long for this world. Unless. Not to be. 8 rounds on for Boss, looking great on their own map choice. We'll be back in a flash.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
We're back in. Double the scoreline for Boss of their opponents. But now Party Astronauts on the T side. Let's see if they can get something going. Death Ball early, all 5, moving towards B.
Need those rounds quickly. Boss, 4-round lead. Not insurmountable by any means for the Party Astronauts, but Boss is looking pretty good, pretty solid. Cryptic waiting behind here on the site proper, and Chop deletes him immediately. That's the site completely taken. Good smokes thrown as well, and bomb is planted. Brett trying to spam through, hoping to connect with a lucky headshot, but Chop's going to be the one dropping heads. 2 frags for him, and only Brett and Darty, both grouped up together, are trying to get back into this site.
Chop heating up. Chop heating up. Darty's got 1. That should be about it. Brett some heroics, but it's all for naught. Too many targets to find. Just not a possibility there. Nice pistol round for Chop. Just mowing through the competition. PA starts out on the right foot here in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty bog standard pistol round strat, putting 2 smokes for the B site, 1 for short, 1 for long, and then you just go and hit the site. You just need that 1 frag usually, and you're able to get the bomb plant, which is exactly what happens. And then afterwards, well, just a bit of a sloppy attempt at a retake from Boss, and Chop lighting them up for 2 frags. Nice headshots, great crosshair placement, and that leads to a full-on eco here for Boss. His lead is cut to 3 and might be down to 2 after this. Patience from the Party Astronauts, though. They do have control of mid. 60 walks right through and says, you know what, I'm just going to group up here. There's no reason for me to wander on my own. I've already got the lurk. And Ben Leet.
And Ben Lee.
Ben's going to get a lot. Oh, maybe he won't get info. We'll see. We'll see. They're walking through.
Timing could get kind of funky here. Ball needs to not get caught. Okay, now he knows. Oh, spot on the first. Thinking, tasty ecos. And then he's thinking, wait, look pretty silly if I die here. Ben Lee, keeping it under control. And this round should be just about done. Roland wants to make some money. Wolfie denies. No cash for you.
2 HP for Wolfie. I mean, probably won't live. I mean,
yeah, I'm trying to think about site. Like if he hides in the corner, the far corner of A, I think he survives.
Yeah, assuming no one chases him down, which they absolutely will. So just too many factors here for Wolfie, and there it is. 60 gets a little bit of cash, picked up the Mac 10 specifically to make money, and then gets the Galil back, which was ferried over to him.
I love that. I love that little detail. It says, I know he's so low. Give me the Mackie. Let's just make it happen.
Well, that's $300. You know, that's an HE right there. That could be a game changer. That could be the difference between a victory and defeat.
I mean, you kind of joke about it, but it's true.
Like, I'm not joking. Devil's in the details, John.
It felt like a joke voice, though. But
no, I was having some fun. You're right. You're right. But I do believe, genuinely, the small details could be the difference between teams.
Absolutely. Counter-Strike is a game of little details. More so than you realize, right?
It's why, if you're always wondering, you know, why players, like at the end of a half when they've literally won the game, still have those moments where they're like picking up the extra nade or swapping the gun or whatever. It's because it's just muscle memory. Just doing it right consistently. Practice the way you play. Make it so that it's so rote that you never make the mistake if not.
Exactly that. 113 on the clock, round number 15. Wolfie and Cryptic. Yeah, very aggressive here.
That's Wolfie pushing in with him. This is kind of a spicy setup because look at the mass now coming from Party Astronauts. A lot's going to be on Wolfie. There's not the utility to bail out if this goes awry. And actually, the bulk of the push is going to come from ramp itself. So maybe it's Darty, rather, who's going to have the weight of the world stacked up on him. Now, Wolfie's pulled away.
Yep. I thought they were going to push up for a moment, but then they froze.
Smokes out. There is one for Wolfie, but he's going to go past it. He's going to risk it. Gets a kill as a result. Already traded out for 1. They know where Wolfie is. They haven't revealed Cryptic just yet. Cryptic will punish. His patience rewarded. And they're trying to deny the bomb plant, but Pone alone. Oh! Cryptic still does. 20 seconds. Time is such an issue now. And Shop knows there's likely a player coming his way. Tries to bait this. Freshie swings, and Freshie's got the kill. Huge play from Cryptic just to live.
Yeah, I mean, great movement from Freshie coming around that corner with the MP9 and Cryptic spamming through the wall and getting that one perfect spam and aim right there as he's got 15 now, leads the charge, 14 for Brett right behind him, and that's a very important 9th round found by Boss. Party Astronauts on the other side, I mean, still far from over. They've got the ability to recover here. They do force up into this round because it leads to 3 rifles. 2 Tech 9s, very serviceable. They charge right into mid, into the crossfire of Freshie and Brett, but they come up pretty well. Ben Lee ends up getting a 2K, 3v3. Yes, he is low, but they've got a lot of space gained here, and all 3 players on Boss are spread out.
And there's guns down as well, which is kind of interesting. You're going to get an upgrade. Ben Lee going to get checked, but can Pwn alone trade it? No. Wow, spacing Cryptic. Poor on that one, and Cryptic is just not missing a beat. He watched 60 on the first map and said, you know what? I can do that too. But Chop's been the heavy hitter for PA. So he's got a chance still to make something here. Into the op, though. Wolfie finds the timing, and that is a huge round for Boss. It looked like it could get out of control, but they keep 3 alive. They keep the money flowing, and they'll force PA down to an eco.
Yeah, Cryptic likes his Anubis and Ancient, the 2 newest maps in the pool. Last time against M80, he was 20 and 18 on Anubis. Here on Ancient, even better, 17 and 7. Double digits found for Boss. Another thing that's great for Cryptic is typically he's also going for openers or entry frags. He's got 13 coming into the series anyway in the playoffs. And when he gets an opener, his team wins 92.3% of those rounds. So he's a very important piece for this squad. Of course he is because he's the IGL, but also when he's going for those openers.
Just on the pistols here. Well, if you're looking for contact, SMG might be robbing him. Oh no, and he misses. But he does get the shot.
This is bad. This is bad.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Wolfie run down. Guns picked up. If they kill Donut, this is so weird. There's the Donut frag. Cryptic is here. But Chop trying to hit more. Got the purple op. And he's frying with it. It's already gotten so expensive. Creeping into temple. He's got time. He's got a minute. Question is, how do they read this, right? I mean, he could have slipped all the way back out A main, but that would be bold. And you can tell Darty's holding for this temple push. I was really hoping that this next kill gets served up to him, but it's Cryptic in the corner. That's going to be the big question. Does Chop check it? No, back to Bazinga. He goes down. Cryptic's got it. That was just pistols, though, John.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they overloaded Wolfie, who missed his shot with the AWP. That's always the risk when you have that op in an anti-eco situation, right? You have to hit. And especially if your rifler goes down right before that, it's tough. Oh, back to us.
Hello. Oh, hello. Our faces are out here. Hi.
And we're back in game. 11
that
to
was
6,
our
though,
contractually mandated extra face time. It's like Hollywood actors. You know, Spider-Man has to take his mask off for a certain amount of time. It's why Tobey Maguire always had his torn up. Yeah, that's us too. Gotta get our beautiful, beautiful mugs out there.
Oh yeah. Getting down to the wire here for the Party Astronauts. At least for the chance at a 2-0. AKs across the board, though, and we did see that ridiculous comeback from M80 a couple of nights ago. So anything's possible, and it was against Boss. Wolfie missing, just firing the line pretty much. This nice opener here there for him, and that's B site perhaps cracked open. There's still 2 players there, though.
Yeah, it's still not exactly wide open for the taking. Brett punishing here in mid. 6, he's been very limited this game. At least compared to what we're used to seeing. Brett creeping out, though. Ooh, timing is everything here. Brett slipped the gap. 6, he can't find the shot. And Brett, again, just untouchable. His 20th frag found. The fadeaway on that as well. They should have had him dead to rights at so many moments. They know it. But his tenacity in this position,
the round's done. I mean, they're either saving or they're just going to full-on sprint to the A site and grab the bomb. The A hit it wouldn't be that bad
Yeah,
because you
it's
only
only
have one
Wolfie.
player there, right? Yeah. But loss bonus I think is full. So they're going to try it. They know bread is low, so they're probably looking to get that frag immediately here. Did they change their mind? They did. Okay. Ben probably said, "Hey guys, save please. Keep some rifles for next round." Not enough time to go for anything, and just not enough manpower.
No. Such a risk. But I mean, now, this game, I mean, it could be over. It could be over, right? They're going to have pistols, techies, galils to put around this. Boss, I mean, what a tremendous rally to what we saw on Nuke. What is our decider map, John? It's been so long, I've forgotten.
Vertigo.
Ooh. How do we feel about Vertigo between these two teams?
Look, Boss is so on Vertigo. It's 2 and 3, -9 round differential. They haven't had the best of luck against M80, lost 7-13. Against Nouns, though, they did win 13-6. And you look at the Party Astronauts, their record is deceiving there at 3 and 6 because a lot of those losses were earlier on in the over the last 3 months, like before they had Viz and Sixy back on the roster. And lately, they've actually been pretty good on Vertigo and had a lot of close matches. So I'm leaning PA if we go to map 3, but Boss are very serviceable.
We'll find out. Either way, it's neutral enough territory that it should be spicy. Because Boss have done a great job here on Ancient. Certainly, they've cooled down the hot streak that Sixy's been on. That, at the very least, gives them so much more of a chance here. Death ball into B. Numbers are here. The nade is here. Oh, that's some red bars. Wolfie under threat. He's going to try and hit the no-scope. That's not doing. Now it's chaos on the site. The death ball is finding it. Sixy's heating back up. Chops past them. Darty in the corner. They're just swinging. They're just swinging. The bomb's not down yet, guys. There's more work to do, and it's all falling apart. Sixy, another, despite the 3-piece on the tech line, it's not going to happen here. Boss were so quick on the rotation. And they are taking it through. They're taking the map. We're going to third. We couldn't make it easy to get into the ESL Pro League. We had to go the distance. And Boss, they are not done fighting.
Yeah, absolutely.